Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. I'm your host, Saheem the Dream.
And I'm your man, the big, the bad, the booty daddy. Holla if you
The
hear
big
me.
bad booty daddy. And Kayla, the Queen Slayer.
Yeah,
Kayla, yes,
came up with
Kayla.
it. I came up with it. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be the Queen Slayer.
Oh, yes, Kayla, the Queen Slayer. I like it. I like it. And we got none other, Mr. Keys.
Sheamus' number one fan.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
God.
And don't you forget it.
Oh, God.
I'm
Oh,
surprised
no.
he hasn't. I'm surprised he hasn't called Sheamus's phone number yet.
Oh,
I
no.
have it.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Am I first? Oh,
Sheamus. Guys, if you are catching us on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you guys are catching us on Facebook Live, hit the like button, give us a heart, drop a comment in the comment section below, comment and talk with us as we talk wrestling. We are going to be talking Monday Night Raw, NXT, which I missed because I was on my way home, and you guys can fill me in. And also, we'll be talking WWE 2K22 for those of you
Yes.
who have it and those of you who don't have it. For you guys who have it, Sean and Ant, you guys will be filling us in on all the details.
I got it too.
Hey, you got it
Kayla
too?
got it too.
Yeah,
Caleb
I got it
too?
too.
So, Caleb?
Ant and Keys already know I got it.
Okay, so y'all are going to be filling us in on the lovely details because I have a lot of questions to ask. I've been talking to Jay about it, and Jay was telling me some of the things that were confirmed in the game, and then they telling me some things I didn't know. So again, welcome guys, welcome, and let's talk Monday Night Raw for sure.
Where do you want to begin? I mean, where do you want to begin? We got Kevin Owens freaking trolled the crap out of everybody, not
That
once
was
but
fire.
twice.
That was
He
fire.
trolled us.
Oh man. Kevin Owens coming out dressed as Stone Cold Steve Austin. Kevin Owens. Yes, reasons why Kevin Owens. These are the reasons why Kevin Owens is money. This is the reasons why Kevin Owens is one of those guys who deserves to have a WWE title shot. This is the reason why, we look at a guy like Kevin Owens and say, you know what, he belongs in that top spot, man. And
Hold on.
Monday proved it.
Is that before or after he fires the makeup artist that did the really crappy bald cap? That because you could see things were chipping from that.
I get home and my wife is telling me, she's like, you got to see the beginning of Raw. So I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, you got to see the beginning of Raw. So I ain't going to tell you. And then before I can even get to the beginning, they already showed the clip of Kevin Owens coming out with the painted on bald head, the fake knee pads. I was like, yo, I love it. I love it. And then he came out, he did the whole Stone Cold thing. I was like, yo, this is I love it.
It was comedic genius. Like he took a play from Shawn Michaels' playbook when Shawn did that years ago.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
this is hilarious.
Yeah, a lot of performers did it. You had Triple H who did it with the Nation.
Yeah.
You had
Chris Candido did it. He came out as Taz.
Yeah. Who else? You had
I'm just a Chris
you had
Candido fan. I'm sorry.
the X when they came out as Vince and Sean. What'd you say, Sean?
Yeah.
No, I was saying I'm a Chris Candido fan too.
Chris Candido, the Canadian.
Yeah, had to mention that. Had to mention Chris Candido, greatest ECW wrestler ever.
I don't think I've ever laughed that hard in the first 10 minutes of Raw in my life.
I'm glad I missed it because I would have had hatred for Kevin like I had for Cody.
Nah, bro. The way Kevin did it, it was amazing.
It was
amazing. I ain't gonna hold you.
So I'm hit the comment in the comment section below. Hit some comments. Angela Duca says, "I love the big bad booty daddy." Andrew said he agrees.
He said, "I love mine."
What did you say?
He said, "I love mine."
Okay, my bad. He says, "I love my big bad booty daddy." Andrew. He says, "I love Sheamus." He says, "I have." He said, "I have it too." He has. So Angela Duca has the WWE 2K22.
Oh, yeah.
Chanel says Kevin Owens. She loved the beginning. She says KO killed it. She
Yeah.
says Chanel says hilarious. Angela Duca also says CM Punk did it when he dressed up as Jeff Hardy. Right, that was really good. I thought that was Jeff Hardy when he came out. When CM Punk did it, he had me fooled.
He should have came out with alcohol in his hand though.
Oh
No,
man,
the fact that Kevin Owens missed the fact
I'm
that Kevin
telling you.
Owens missed 3 beer throws was just even the
That-
icing on the cake.
Listen,
Oh,
if CM Punk would have came out with a blue moon in his hand, he would have nailed that. I'm telling you, he would have nailed that. Just like how Samoa Joe shut Jeff Hardy down when he told him in that segment one time, listen, hey, you better sit down and act like this is an AA meeting and listen to me talk.
oh wow, yeah, I remember that. I was like, yo, this dude's Samoa Joe was a savage, man. Straight savage, yo. Oh man. So what else happened on Raw? What did I miss? I mean, I seen the last few moments of it.
I actually watched Raw last night. I'm trying to remember.
Theory and Finn Balor had a match.
You said
Pat
Theory and Balor?
McAfee, yeah,
Yeah,
and
Pat
Pat
McAfee
came out. That was funny shit. Like he did the ultimate like suck it thing, like how we all used to do back in the day as kids. Like he looked at Austin Theory and just gave him the biggest, just like stupendous suck it ever.
Oh, you
could
talking about
see
when they was in the ring and they were talking, right?
Nah, he did it again.
He did it again.
On
He was
Monday.
on Monday Night Raw. He popped up, and it was kind of bitter, too sweet. Because, like, if you remember back when Finn and Pat McAfee had that little squabble in NXT, it was kind of full fit, and to see it come full circle that they kind of were the friend of my enemy is my friend, basic type thing.
Okay.
Yeah, we seen that. And what else happened? I don't know what else happened.
I seen.
Oh, you kind of seen the next feud for Pat McAfee. You kind of see him and Corey Graves chopping at each other's heads like two Rottweilers.
Yeah, isn't Corey Graves cleared?
Yeah,
he's clear.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna hold him to SummerSlam though.
Oh wow.
I mean, you saw freaking Akira Tozawa try to pick up Tamina, and then Tamina picked up Akira, and I don't know. I sat there and I laughed at the whole 24/7 stuff because it was a mixed tag match, and I'm sitting here like, oh my god, this is stupid but hilarious.
Your favorite was on their side. Your man's Omos. You know.
Omos. I like Omos.
Yeah.
Omos is cool.
Omos
Yeah,
is
the
actually growing. I ain't gonna lie, bro. He's actually growing on me as a singles competitor.
I want to see more of his moves. They keep talking about he got more moves to his repertoire. I want to see him. Like,
yeah, I want to see him too. I mean, if he can move like Braun, then he got me. Braun was a big dude who can move. Braun was my guy, man. He was my guy.
He took out Commander Aziz and
Apollo.
Yeah, Apollo
Crews. Okay,
And
so I caught the end where Seth had the match against AJ. He loses to AJ, and he's supposed to, he was snapping. So I was hearing that that was supposed to, like, he's supposed to be building. They're supposed to be building for the Seth and Cody feud, or the Seth and Cody match at WrestleMania. We'll get into that later though about Cody, because there's some more news going around about Cody Rhodes apparently being with WWE.
Boy.
Yeah, I read it too.
And Ant doesn't like that news. Mr. LaDuca, he says Seth snapped, and he also says Omos and Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. Yes, that's the other rumor as well that I heard. Bobby and Omos is supposed to be.
See, I told you they was
Bobby
bury
gets cleared
Bobby when he
time.
come back.
Yeah,
Told y'all they was gonna bury Bobby when he gets back. Nobody wanted to believe me. Bobby.
He's gonna beat Omos. I think he's gonna beat Omos. I don't think he's gonna lose.
Oh, Lashley.
No, he's not.
Hold on. Did everybody see Rue's entrance tonight?
Yes.
Yeah, glorious, baby.
It was glorious.
It was glorious.
So who did Rude face off against?
Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker.
Yeah,
Was
he had
that
a hell of a match.
and then
too.
after
Five
the
star.
match,
Feels so
after the
cute.
match, Dolph Ziggler like super kicked Braun Breaker right in the freaking kisser, put his lights out.
Yeah,
Oh, that sounds good. I like that.
yeah, me
More
too. I
of
love
Dolph
it. More
Ziggler.
Dolph, baby.
More the
Dolph,
zigzag.
baby.
Right?
It gets no better than that.
Zigzag attack.
What'd you say, Sean? What happened?
You all right? You're a little nauseous over there. You all right?
I'm very nauseous, actually. Very.
Sean,
We're not doing that this week.
How you think I felt when Sheamus won his first world title?
You shouldn't have felt like that. It was amazing. It was
not
glorious.
amazing the way he.
what
beat
did you
Cena.
say?
It was not
He
amazing.
said-
It was
But
amazing.
you said when Sheamus won his first world title was amazing.
Nobody knew it was real. Everybody thought it was a fluke. Like Vince is gonna come out and restart this match.
Right. That's exactly what I thought. I was like, what is like when he won the title? I was like, this is real. I was like, this ain't real. Like he didn't beat John Cena, and then he really won. He really won the belt. It was horrible. It was like, oh well,
It
I
was
guess
the
he won the belt.
worst tables finish match ever. That was the worst finish in the tables match ever.
Oh man, it was because it was like, I mean, the thing about it was like he should have just legitimately put him through the table. I mean, they made it seem more accidental, like he accidentally put him through the table and accidentally won the title. He's an accidental champion. It was just like, what are we doing? It's like,
what's going on here, man?
It's like word. Angela Duca says, "Do you need a Coke Zero Orange Vanilla?"
He need Pepto Bismol.
Not right now.
That's what Keys need, a Pepto Bismol. That's what you need.
I don't need that right now.
A little bit of pepper.
So, what did I miss in NXT? Did we get more of Dolph Ziggler?
Yeah, Dolph.
Yeah.
We got more Dolph.
Nope.
A little bit of Dolph backstage. A little bit of him.
Okay, did he
And
wrestle?
super kick from him. Nah, no wrestling for Dolph today. The champ got to rest, man. The champ got to rest, man.
Oh yeah, the champ got
Can't be great every week. Can't be great every week. You know?
You can't. You know.
We had some people attack the I think it was the Creed brothers or something. Somebody attacked somebody backstage after Diamond Mine was in the ring.
Yeah, they damaged their locker room. It's a mystery team. I think it's Retribution rebrand. I really think it is.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I hope they don't do it. They need to let go of Retribution. That was.
I think it's not going to be a lot of them. I think it's just going to be two. I think it's going to be
like a tag team.
T-Bar and Maze. We'll go back to their original names.
Yeah.
Oh, so they were backstage?
They look like
they looked like it.
They didn't show them. It was just dudes in hoodies, but the build, I'm like, and everybody that people would name it does not match the build of those guys. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking Retribution.
One of them almost looked like Ali a little bit.
But these dudes was big. So I'm going with the dudes I haven't seen on TV in a while.
So Stand and Deliver is supposed to be the same Saturday as WrestleMania, correct?
Yeah, at noon. So you got to wake up on your day off.
I'm not gonna hold you though, bro. That Friday night, I'm pretty sure nobody's gonna watch SmackDown or the
Rampage.
No, well, none of that night. Well,
why? Because Ring of Honor come on, right?
Super Card of Honor is that night too.
Yeah. No, I think it's the same night as
it's on Friday.
Delivered.
No, it's Friday.
Yeah, I thought it was Friday. April 1st.
Yeah, that's Friday. April 2nd is
Saturday.
Yeah. April 3rd is Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah.
That card is building to be real nice.
It is.
It's building. The Briscoes.
That's the match. That match alone.
So you talking about? You said the Ring of Honor card?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Super Card of Honor.
Yeah. Then you got Swerve's match.
That shit looking like an AEW pay-per-view.
It kind of is a little bit because most of the matchups is like Ring of Honor people versus people that are now signed with AEW. So kind of. I like the way.
Does that surprise any of us though? Since Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor,
I would do the same thing.
He need to get Dan House and Ring debut on that night, man.
They do.
I think he's still nursing his injury though. That's why he hasn't wrestled. I don't think his leg is like 100% like ready for him.
He's clear, but he's not clear.
Yeah.
All I know is if anybody's a wrestling fan from Monday to Saturday, that whole week, it's just going to be
Yeah, because
bananas.
AAA has a card that same weekend on Thursday night. They have
Yeah.
Don't
I'm
they
looking
got
at
that? That's Ultimo Dragon versus Pentagon night, right?
hold on.
That's a lot of wrestling.
The Young Bucks
A
Yeah.
are
lot of
wrestling that
wrestling.
night.
Yeah, the Young Bucks are taking on damn, what's his name?
It's Phoenix and Vikingo.
Yeah. Not
LA
Ray Phoenix
Park.
though.
No. Yeah, Ultimo Dragon and Pentagon Jr. Tay Conti and Sammy Guevara versus Sexy Star Octagon Jr. It's a triple threat tag mix match type shit. I don't know.
Will Parker
Jesus.
Jr., right? Willa Parker, right?
Yeah, LA Park versus Volano the fifth. Psycho Clown versus Sanic. I mean, it's
My guy, Psycho Clown.
I
Damn.
like Psycho Clown too.
I never seen him wrestle. Psycho Clown.
You never
Was
seen
he
him
in
Psycho
wrestle?
Clown.
Psycho
Triple
Clown.
A outside.
Yeah.
Triple A. A lot of Triple A wrestlers are really good. They put on a lot of
I'm
dope
gonna be
matches.
real.
I
I usually just mute it because I ain't gonna understand it anyway, and just like turn on music or something else. But it's always I always like their events though. Their events are always dope. I just wish I
I
could
listen to it.
understand what's going on.
I
It's
listen to it.
verbally.
That shit funny to me.
Right.
It's fire though. They cards are always dope. I think this card is gonna be pretty fire.
Okay, so let's get into so we talk NXT. Let me get into the rumor.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes to WWE. Do you guys think this is gonna happen? I
No.
heard
Yeah,
that
it's gonna happen.
he's already signed.
Yeah, he's already signed. It was about
I heard it's
10
gonna
to
happen.
14 days ago. He already signed.
Till I see that official report that his name is on a dotted line, I don't believe it.
You don't believe it till you see it.
None of the reports have been official though.
Yeah, they have it.
So
Yeah,
they
that's
haven't
why
been
I'm kind of
official.
like,
Only one. I seen what's this dude name?
if it went from Meltzer or
It was from Sap. I think it was from Sap.
okay,
I heard
if it
I heard
was
there was
Sap
one.
or Meltzer, then I'll believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was one from PW Insider that spoke about it. That said
Yeah,
he officially
PWI. Yeah.
signed.
Yeah.
They
Do
said
I
he
think it's a
officially
smart
signed,
move?
and he's gonna come out the Monday after Mania.
I mean, do I think it's a smart move him coming back to WWE? Not really. Because I mean,
Why not?
because this is kind of how I see it. Like he'll have that match with Seth, whatever, and then after that,
Vince,
that's probably
and the
all
Vince
we're
McMahon is
gonna
gonna come
get.
out with the Stardust gear and be like, all right, time to put it on,
Either
son.
that, either that, or either that, or Vince and Bruce Richard are gonna make this man go after the 24/7 title. That's
No, they're not gonna do
literally
that.
what I see.
No, they ain't. I don't think
Nah,
they
they
can do
ain't
that to him.
He'll walk
They ain't
out.
gonna
I
do that.
mean,
I'm gonna tell you.
I mean, they did it to Jeff. I'm just saying.
Well, they did it to Jeff, but even Jeff
Yeah.
got that victory over Karrion Kross, which he shouldn't have gotten. They could have just have Jeff beat somebody else and job him out. Have somebody else job out to Jeff,
Oh, yeah.
and they just had NXT champion job
Yeah.
out to Jeff Hardy, and he was undefeated. So I think I was speaking about this not last, but maybe like 2 shows ago. Like, Vince has a certain respect for certain wrestlers. Me and Sean, we was talking about it, and he has a certain respect for certain wrestlers who go out, make a name, and they come back. Like he has a respect
True.
for that because he begins to see that they were just more than a performer trying to build a name with a big time company. Because again, at the end of the day, WWE is the big time. WWE makes big names. If you are good in WWE, you are good anywhere else once you leave. Like if you never got a middleweight title shot, you never got a tag team title shot, you never got a heavyweight title shot. If you even get a mid card title in WWE
Yeah.
and hold it for a couple of months, and you go to another promotion like Ring of Honor,
Mm.
Impact, anywhere else, they will give you, damn near a heavyweight title shot,
Yeah.
especially if you got good in ring work. So
I
Zack
don't
Ryder.
know.
Zack Ryder's a big example.
Yeah. I've heard another rumor going around too with Cody that after, like, I guess whoever wins the match between him and Seth will face whoever the unified champion is. That's a rumor I've been hearing going around.
And it should be Cody.
It should.
What?
But I mean, could Cody? But here's the thing: can Cody really beat Roman Reigns though?
Why not? Why not, Ant?
What are you smoking?
You think it should be Seth?
Yeah, it should be Seth.
Why?
Because Seth, nobody deserves it outside of Cesaro. Nobody deserves it more than Seth. KO too, but Finn. Out of those four, those are the four guys I think that deserve it the most right now. But due to Vince McMahon, one of them is gone, and one of the U.S. champion, and you got KO beefing with Stone Cold. But so Seth it's got to be Seth deserves his moment, bro.
He does.
Seth he hasn't had a big moment at Mania since 31. That match with Triple H, it was good. He lost to KO, but his biggest moment is the heist of the century. That was his biggest moment. He wasn't even in the match longer than 10 minutes.
That's true. That was his biggest moment, but I mean,
That
but there are
was.
other people who do deserve big moments. Like Seth is always in the forefront. Seth is always getting mic time. Seth is always getting air time. Seth is always getting a match. You got people.
But who else is on the roster?
I mean, you got like for instance, like I was watching. As a matter of fact, this is what I thought about Raw. Like this is what brings me back to Raw. I seen a match with what's the guy name? The guy who's tagged with Otis.
Chad Gable.
Chad Gable, yes, Chad. He is a great wrestler. I always like Chad.
I agree.
Always like Chad. I
always
like Chad. Chad reminds me of he's like somebody who could be like the next Chris Benoit.
He's like and I was gonna say he's like a Benoit Angle, Dean Malenko, because he's
right.
He's a wrestler. He's
right.
a really good technical wrestler. He gives me that.
I like him. I like him when he was with Jason Jordan.
But see, I'm tired of seeing him in tag teams. We've never seen him in a singles type of thing. Literally since NXT, he's always been in a tag team.
I mean,
I've
even said the same about Otis.
Was he really? Wasn't he in a tag team even then?
Who?
Nah, Shorty G was Dolo.
Yeah, he was solo for a little bit, but then
it just didn't work.
But they just had him because they didn't
utilize him. But that's my point. My point is that Chad Gable, like exactly what Sean was saying, like he's like an Angle, Benoit, Chris, Dean Malenko, kind of his character, and it's just like he has such a versatility to him that you can book him in those big matches, like how you booked AJ, how you book Chris Benoit, how you book those small guys, and you can get a great match out of Chad Gable if given opportunity. I guarantee, like if you put Chad Gable against a Roman Reigns, you're gonna get something special out of it. You are. Like Chad Gable he's a great in the ring, and he's one of those guys who don't get those opportunities. My point is that in the light of a Chad Gable, you have a guy like Seth Rollins who gets all this airtime, right?
Yep.
And a guy like Chad Gable doesn't get that same opportunity. And it's like Seth already had his chance. He had his chance with Universal title. He flopped with that one. You know what I'm saying? The fans wasn't feeling it. Then when he turned heel again, it was like, all right, this is you, Seth. I love them as a Monday Night Messiah. I think he should stay the Monday Night Messiah. I feel like that was his best character. I enjoyed it. I loved it. But I feel like with Seth, I'm not saying that Seth shouldn't get a title shot. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Seth shouldn't get the belt at all. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there are other people too. Like, it's like I don't think Seth should necessarily play the back role.
But at the same time, would you put the belt on Chad Gable?
Would I put the belt on Chad Gable? If given the opportunity to prove himself, I believe, okay, I say this. This is what I say. To answer your question, would I put the belt on Chad Gable? I believe if Chad Gable was given the opportunity to prove himself in the same capacity as a Seth Rollins, I believe he would show up, show out, and he would show us that he could hold that title.
Okay. I personally would put him in that ICUS mid card. I don't know about being at the top. I don't know. Because like you said, Seth is up there for a reason. It's a reason he's a go-to like Roman. Like, it's a reason that certain people get more airtime than others because you know what you're going to get from them. Sometimes they don't like taking chances. We all know that.
But how was Well, my question to you is this, right? How is Seth Rollins any different from Finn Balor?
I think Finn should be up there. I don't see him. I don't understand
Mike
why he hasn't
skills.
this title.
Right. So
Mike skills is everything.
right, that's
Yeah.
true. But
Finn cuts a
again,
dope promo though.
okay. So my question
Yeah.
is how is Seth any different from Kevin Owens? We just seen what Kevin Owens did on that Monday Night Raw, on this Monday Night Raw that passed. So how is Seth any different from Kevin? And I mean in a capacity that
Ring.
Because even though like one may have more mic skills than the other, you know, whether more mic skills or more in-ring ability, they both even out to a playing field to where you can put them both in that picture. You could put them both in that same
I think
picture.
they're both kind of they're even.
Right.
If I look at it, KO
Right.
and Seth are pretty even at the top.
Right. So
Right.
only thing I'm saying is that if Chad Gable was given the same opportunity, that if Chad Gable was given that same opportunity, like, okay, for instance, my point is this, right? Chad Gable has been not given the best opportunities, right? But for what he's been given, as of now, he's been making the best of it. Same thing with Cesaro, right? Cesaro has not been given the best opportunities, but when Cesaro had those two opportunities, that first opportunity was against John Cena, and he had that match on Raw, one of my favorite matches of Raw ever. Favorite. When Seth Rollins had that, when Cesaro had that match against Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. One of my favorite WrestleMania matches ever. Like when those guys was given those opportunities, they showed up when it was needed. So that's just my point. My point is that I believe that, you know, Chad Gable will be able to do the same thing in the same capacity. I think, you know, he'll take something and he'll make it work. He's making what he has right now work.
You got a lot of hope in that look. You got a lot of hope in that little guy.
I'm telling you,
I'm gonna be honest with you though. If you take Chad Gable out of WWE and you put him in
NXT,
I ain't say NXT. You put him in AEW. He looks like a totally different wrestler. You put him in Impact. He looks like a totally different wrestler. So it also could be creative, not using him the way they should. So I can agree with that. But that's any wrestler also. If you take them out of WWE and you put them somewhere else, but Chad Gable will fit in more. Like, I'm gonna tell you something. Him and Jonathan Gresham would probably have an amazing match because they're both technical ground wrestlers. They're not high flyers. You're not gonna get a lot of top rope stuff. You're gonna get wrestling between those four ropes. So it also depends on who you match him with. I think you guys may not agree when I say this. Sai, you might. I think him and Lashley, if you really gave them time and let them go, him and Lashley would actually put on a great match.
Who?
Chad Gable.
And you mean Chad and
Bobby Lashley.
And you mean together in a match?
Yeah.
In a match.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. That's my thing. Like I totally agree with you 100%. Like, but it's pretty. I'm pretty much saying. I think we're saying the same thing. I believe we're saying the same thing. But that's my thing about Chad. I believe that Chad has that adaptability, that versatility to where you can put him in matches with any. Like I see it. Like I know it when I see it. That if you get and if you just let like you said, let him go. You leave the creativity up to Chad and that person that he's going against. You're going to get something great.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
But it's like at this point, Chad is so stuck being, you know, in a tag team. It's like you don't really get to see him do his own thing. It's like, look at how, in a way, I kind of feel bad because Otis was a powerhouse in heavy machinery, and then it's just like, I mean, he still is now with the Alpha Academy, but it's just like, I want to see, like, there was that time that Otis won the Money in the Bank. But yet, then when he lost it, it was like, well, we didn't get to see if Otis could do great on his own without Tucker.
No, we
Caleb.
We knew the answer to that.
Wait, Caleb. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, guys. What you gonna say?
I was gonna say they should have kept heavy machinery together. I don't
agree.
Breaking them up was so stupid.
Yeah, it made no sense at all.
None.
They were splitting up tag teams at the time. It was like, why are you splitting up these tag teams? Kayla, okay, Kayla. So you wanted to see Otis with the belt?
Well, not necessarily with the belt, but to at least get somewhat of an opportunity to at least fight for it. It's like you kind of got it.
More serious singles run.
Yeah, like on a serious singles run, like not necessarily say Otis win the title because I mean that wouldn't have happened, but at least see him have a serious singles run, kind of similar to how you just mentioned they were splitting up tag teams up left and right. Look at what they did to the New Day. They split up the New Day. Big E went on a whole solo run, and he was doing great. I mean, not at first, but he started, getting better over time, and eventually became champion.
Not to go off subject, but Keys, you have your phone near you? I need to know if this is real. So earlier on Twitter, I posted something about Trick Williams, and I just got an alert that Trick Williams liked it. So I don't know if it's really him.
That who?
The dude that be with Carmelo Hayes.
Who?
Trick Williams?
Yeah.
I'm about to. You say it was something posted?
I tweeted that it said Trick Williams just liked their comment. I was talking bad junk about it.
I hate Trick, bro.
Yeah, I told him that.
Why did they play?
I said, I don't know. I said that's what I said.
Yeah, that's him.
Oh snap!
You know what's crazy though? A lot of wrestlers do that. You don't even have to tag them. Like sometimes they'll just type their name in the search box to see what people are saying about them. So yeah, that's him though. It's got the little verified check next to his.
Yeah, I remember like I did one time I was like I had my Facebook account like you could sync your Facebook account to Twitter, and I went to go see Triple X. I think it was the third one with Vin Diesel.
Oh yeah,
Donnie.
Oh, all right. You talking about that Triple X? Oh,
yeah, right. So no, yeah, the movie Triple X. Yeah. not the porno. The movie. So big bad booty daddy, not the porno. Right? So so I went to go see it. Right. Long story short, I thought the movie sucked except for Donnie Yen's scenes. And I felt like Donnie Yen I felt like they should have had Donnie Yen as the new Triple X and should have shot the movie around him. So I posted something on Twitter and Donnie Yen liked it. So I'm like, is that really Donnie Yen? He really liked it? And I was shocked. Like, oh shoot, like he really liked it. Like, But anyway, that's just my little story.
But did anybody see the update on Big E recently on Twitter?
Yeah, he's walking around, he's chilling.
So I seen some news about him. He said that he almost suffered. It says he escaped a stroke, paralysis, and death in a recent WWE and in that recent injury he had.
Yep. Which is kind of what I was talking about last week. Which is kind of like what I was talking about last week, because if something would have seriously happened to his C1 vertebrae, those are literally like what could have happened. Stroke. He could have been paralyzed, could have died. Or one of the three.
Yeah, that would have been serious. What you gonna say, Ant?
Back to the Cody situation, right? Can y'all see this as in like a fake invasion angle happening?
No.
Vince is not. Vince ain't going for that, man. And if
He's
Vince does, he's gonna bury it.
With Ring of Honor, with AEW?
For the money, Vince would do it if Tony put up the money.
I think if WWE gets to the point where ratings are dropping more and more, maybe.
Right.
But I don't see it happening.
Mm-mm.
Not without it being a permanent thing where some of those wrestlers are staying after it's over. Nah.
No. I don't see it happening either.
Like the WCW thing was different because they actually bought and acquired WCW. The ECW one too, because they bought and acquired ECW. For them just to do one with the promotion, just working with them, they haven't done that since what, the 90s with New Japan?
Mexico too with the midgets.
Yeah, that was a very long time ago. And I don't see, and Vince is like I think the thing about the science about what Vince is doing as far as him not having that open door policy is the fact that the science behind it is if I open the door, I bring more traction, I bring more attention. I bring more attention to the business, but not only does it bring other attention to the business, but what it's saying is that this business, this company is on the same level as WWE. And as long as I keep them out of that joint venture, we will always be the top.
Which
And I
is
think
crazy
that's-
because if you want to be completely honest, right? The
Right.
way that it even goes down to the way when wrestlers come into WWE from another promotion and they've never worked with WWE, even the way he bring outside of AJ Styles, but even the way he brings them in, he doesn't acknowledge anything that they did before WWE.
Yeah.
AJ Styles literally was the only one. I felt like Samoa Joe being in NXT totally disrespectful. I felt like that's me personally. I just did because
No, I agree.
If you think about it, AJ and Samoa Joe, as far as TNA went, they both were at the top.
Yeah.
At very top. They were.
Right.
So to say AJ is this, but Samoa Joe's not, was crazy to me. I didn't think Finn Balor needed to go through NXT.
Right.
Shinsuke Nakamura damn sure didn't need to go through NXT.
Yeah, right. 100%.
It was a couple
Bobby
female
Roode.
wrestlers.
Bobby Roode.
Yep.
So my question to y'all is this though. I got a question for y'all. So my question is this, right? Real quick. Do y'all think that because when I look at Samoa Joe's career, I look at AJ's career, do y'all think they were really utilized the way they could have been utilized in TNA?
Yes.
In TNA,
in a best capacity?
Yes.
In TNA, yes. As far as in being utilized in WWE, no. No. Like if you go back to some of the infamous, TNA matches, like the X Division matches and everything else, like AJ and Samoa Joe were like up here with it.
Yeah,
and then it's like in WWE, it's like it's almost like, how when you leave a soda in the fridge for too long open and it's like their WWE shit is flat.
It's flat.
It's flat. It's flat. Like this whole, I'm glad in one way we are getting Edge versus AJ Styles. That needs to happen. But, I feel like there was more that WWE could have done for Samoa Joe minus his injuries. Like when he got injured, fully understood. Then he went to being a commentator, which I think he was pretty good as a commentator, in my opinion.
Yeah, man.
Until he
What
got
I read, the only thing about Samoa Joe is it was more the injuries than anything, because I think Samoa Joe was being booked correctly. They were booking him to be a top champion, and then he got injured. AJ, I think they've used outside of the stuff with Omos, and they even gave them the tag titles. So I can't really say he's been fully booked wrong there. But to Sai's question, I think their TNA work was way better than what they've done in WWE. I will say that.
Okay, so it's more like in a, I know that their matches were great. I seen some of their matches in TNA, like it was great. It was great work. Because I watched it because of them. But it's more so how they were utilized in TNA. Like for instance, you have Angle who came over, right? And they did the same thing with Angle like they do with most WWE superstars who are pretty big in WWE and go over to another company. They put that guy at the top of the food chain, make him the top star, or sometimes put the whole company on a guy. And they did that with Angle. And I felt like that's one of the things. I mean, we had this conversation before, but that's one of the things that caused TNA to kind of like go down, was because they weren't, they had homegrown talent like an AJ and Samoa and Bobby Roode and Beer Money, and they didn't really put a lot of focus on them. Like it was partial focus. Like you had AJ at one time who was the top guy who they kind of paraded around. You had Samoa Joe who held the belt like maybe once or twice. You had Bobby Roode who had the longest TNA reign in history. But it was just like, but they didn't hold the titles more times than they should have. That's what I'm saying. Like, do you think they should have held the titles a lot more often?
I'll disagree there only because it's kind of the same with AEW, right? You bring in the top talent, right? And a lot of people are complaining because they're like, not you, but people complaining that, okay, you're bringing in all these WWE names. Same thing with TNA. They were bringing in a lot of these ex-WWE people, and they felt like it's pushing some of the homegrown talent to the bottom instead of looking at it like, they're actually having matches with these homegrown talent. Remember, I told y'all before last week. I think I did say it last week too, and I always say it. It's not always about who wins and who loses the match. It's how they do in that match. You can look great in a loss.
Mm-hmm.
You can also look horrible in a win.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Right. That's true.
So it's not always about who has the title or what, because I can put, just like with AEW, we can put the title on Jericho from jump.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho's still going to have these matches with Hangman, with Kenny, with Mox, with all these other guys that are still coming up. And I know that are still coming up. And even though he might be winning and retaining the title, these guys are looking great in those matches. I use Dante Martin as a great example recently. His brother got hurt. They had nothing for him at first because everything was centered around Top Flight and them building Top Flight up. His brother gets hurt. He's gone for a year. Within that year, Dante built his name so huge in singles that he was having that he had a world title match. What was it last week or the week before last?
I think it was a couple of weeks ago.
I think it was like 2 weeks ago. He had one with Hangman. Like, he built himself. So
which, I mean, even
in that loss, he looked great in that match.
Yeah. Even though he lost, he still got experience, and that's kind of where I want to piggy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's exactly what it's about. Like, at that time, AJ was still climbing and coming up at that time.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe also, even though Samoa had been in Ring of Honor also, but a lot of it was I think the worst part of TNA, in my opinion, was when they brought Hogan in. Hogan was what actually brought that company down. I know Sai don't like Angle's TNA anything, but it really wasn't Angle. Angle actually put on some crazy fire. I want to say some of his TNA matches.
No, I mean, it's not that I didn't like anything that I didn't like Angle's matches. I felt like the Angle's time in TNA wasn't a complete waste of time, but I think it was in part. I think it wasn't it wasn't a success.
No.
Not that it was bad. It was great for building. It was great for building talent that needed to know a little bit more about the professional side of business or the heights on which you need to go. And Angle had every depth of it, from being an Olympic gold medalist to being, I think he was the NCAA champion. I'm not sure. Being a professional, wrestling champion. Like, he had every depth there is as in every, place of wrestling. Like, he was lateral.
And that was we got to remember too that also was at the height of Perk Angle. So
right. But this is my thing though, right? It was at the head of Perk Angle, but Angle was still great. Angle, again, Angle was always great. I'll never take away from his legacy. I just think that he should have never left WWE because he was it was like WWE is the highest.
Remember, he got fired because of Perk Angle.
He didn't really get fired.
That was around. If I remember, that was the whole Perk Angle thing. Wasn't just TNA. A lot of the reason that he was released or they didn't renew his contract, however it happened, it had a lot to do with him failing drug tests also.
Well, I mean that was, right? But would you say
that was right before? No, after he left after Benoit died.
But okay, so. But that happened after he turned down Vince, because Vince wanted him to be the main guy to hold the belt at one point. And before he took that sabbatical, before he left, and he wanted to take a sabbatical, and he told Vince, he was like, I really need to take the time off. And Vince was like, I really need you now because I don't have a champion and I need a champion. And Kurt was like, yo, man, he was like, yo, come on. And we all seen, like, when Kurt left, Kurt was at like the highest. Kurt was at his highest. Like, Kurt had heights, but that was his highest because at that time there kind of really wasn't anybody. Like, I mean, not anybody, but you really didn't have a lot of
SmackDown at that point.
Yeah, he's at SmackDown. Yeah, and he wanted him to be the world champion, and he was like, and Angle was like, nah,
you know
like
what?
he was like,
because Rock was gone, Stone Cold was gone.
Right.
Really wasn't anybody
Rock
on
was
SmackDown.
gone.
Yo, but
I think
listen,
Chris Benoit had
if
just
Kurt
passed
wouldn't,
away. Eddie Guerrero was
Eddie was just
passed
coming
away.
up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was
Yo,
around
and think
that
about
time.
it.
Eddie was gone. Benoit was gone. Rock and
Just think
Cena.
about
Cena was still coming up at that time too, right? Or was
yeah,
that?
then if Kurt would have never left, we would have had no Chris Jericho, no Y2J, the one we have today, bro. So if you gotta think about it, Kurt would have stayed.
Think
That would
so?
have took a lot of
Yeah.
light off of Jericho, bro.
But Jericho
If
was
Kurt
on
would have
Raw,
stayed,
though.
because Kurt would have been the top heel, bro.
But Jericho was
You
on
feel
Raw
me?
at the time. When he first came in, Jericho was on Raw. He really wasn't on SmackDown at first. Y2J was
but
more when he first came in, he was over on Raw.
There was only one heavyweight champion then, though, right?
No, they had to. That was before they unified the titles when Jericho had won the unification one. There was
The tag
SmackDown.
title.
I think SmackDown had the World Heavy. No, SmackDown had the WWE title, and Raw had the World Heavyweight title.
And now you think about it, Kurt would have stayed, right? He would have been the Vince's first choice, I think, as the undisputed champ over Jericho.
Yeah, he would have. Yeah, 100%. Because
He probably would have, but I think Jericho wasn't a bad choice at that time, though.
It wasn't, but it would have happened if Kurt would have stayed. It would have happened more down the road. You understand what I'm saying? Like Jericho's accolades wouldn't be where they at right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Things always happen for a reason, though. You know
because Kurt Angle was Vince's choice, and then when they had that conversation, and Kurt Angle decided like, nah, I need a sabbatical. I gotta go. He's like, my neck is hurting. Da 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 da. And Vince said to him, he was like, and then they had a conversation and they talked about parting ways, and Kurt Angle spoke about it. He said, this is when he left. He said, Vince said to him, he said, gold medals and a cup of coffee ain't gonna get you shit in this world. That's what he said to him. And it's the last thing that Vince said to him. And he said he left. And then he said after that, him and Vince had not spoken in a long time until he came back. But my thing with Angle is that with Angle is that they put the whole company on Angle. Like they built TNA around Angle when they should have built it around AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. So I think more so my question is more so like I mean, because I know, like Sean, you were saying like Hogan, you felt like Hogan brought the company, but did Hogan really bring it down? Because it was already there.
Yes.
When Angle, it was already down when Angle came.
No, it wasn't.
It got worse.
You had the main event mafia. You had
like everything that they did was great. Hogan, his daughter, and I like Brooke. I think Brooke is fine. I tap it, but that whole thing with her and Bully Ray, stupid.
It was garbage.
Yeah, like
the only good thing we got out of that
was like rape. That was like rape back then. You know.
Yeah, like the only thing about that I liked was Aces and Eights. I love that whole Aces and Eights angle. They messed that up like they did the NWO, and I'm pretty sure it was Hogan. It was Hogan.
4 was great.
Hogan was not needed.
Was great.
You know, and it's like
Hogan
when
was
you
not needed.
Yeah, and when you have Hogan in a company that, especially with the way his reputation is now and the shit that people know about him now, when he gets anywhere near a wrestling promotion, he basically brings it down. Like, it could be up to here, and then
this is blasphemous. I don't like this blasphemy. I don't like.
Listen.
I don't like.
Hey,
like so many.
I'm gonna tell you, you know why? We've had this conversation in spaces before, and literally everybody feels like it's Hogan. It's not like it's just like a couple people. Everybody feels like the downfall.
It was so many great factions. It was so many great factions in TNA. And then when Hogan got there, he just broke all these great factions up. It was like crazy. It was like, wait, what's going on here? It was, I don't know. I blame Bischoff too. Bischoff was there with him.
Yeah.
So was Vince Russo. Vince Russo was there too.
This is the thing. This is what I found out. Right. This is what I found out. Because I've been investigating. Like when I started to when people were saying what they were saying about when certain wrestlers were saying what they were saying about Hogan. Right. I started to take, and it's like you got to hear who's saying what they're saying about Hogan, and then you got to get both sides of the story, right? You got to get if Bischoff was there, right? But then you had, for instance, like if you get a story with like say for instance, Kevin, because Kevin Nash really never said nothing bad about Hogan. You had Kevin Nash, and you had Bischoff there, right? And then say for instance, Kevin Nash said, "Oh well, Hogan was this kind of guy and this kind of guy," and then you was like, "Well, Bischoff was there. Well, what is Bischoff saying?" And then you listen to what Bischoff's saying, and then when you look at the whole picture, you kind of look at it and be like, maybe there was a misunderstanding, a misperception, or maybe there's some truth to it. But then it's like, is it how they saying it is? And then you got to look at the consistency of the person's character throughout every company or everybody they work with based on what happened, right?
It started with the Iron Sheik.
But listen to this though, son.
With the
Look, they even had a story mode.
Sheik
had
Sheiky,
they even had at the moment they had when they was beefing with Sting, the beef was over how Hogan brought WCW down to the grave.
Right. Of course.
They had Sting kept trying to get Hogan out of TNA.
Whoever was controlling NWO, that's who, like behind the scenes, whoever was pulling the strings and making. And I don't think Nash ever said on the Broken Skulls one. He never really said who was calling what shots at that time as far as NWO. But whoever was doing that and was like we all said, bringing the whole company into NWO and turning WCW basically into NWO. Whoever was doing that, that's who brought WCW down. Because which was near the end. By that point, we were over it. Like they took a good thing and ruined it.
Okay, so but when you look at everything, because nobody really blames Hogan. People, there's some people who
Iron Sheik does.
The Iron Sheik blames everybody.
No, he blames Hogan.
He blames Hogan for everybody. He blames it's the Iron Sheik. The guy's like
hates Hogan.
80 something years old.
I believe him though, but he's been like that.
The Iron
Sheik.
I believe him. I believe him.
Day one though, it ain't like it just started. He's always hated Hogan.
He always. But listen. This is the thing, though. This is the crazy thing. Whenever you go back and you look and you listen to the stories from Bischoff to what's the other guy? Vince Russo. You listen to Hogan. You listen to Nash. You listen to Hall. Nobody points the finger at Hogan. The funny thing about it is that check this out. When you listen to Bischoff even says, I think Bischoff even said, he said everybody was thinking that Hogan had something to do with these decisions. He said it had nothing to do with Hogan. And he said, I used to always wonder why they always blame Hogan. And of course, because Hogan is, he had that much influence, but they always blamed him. And there were certain things that they blamed Hogan for that Hogan had nothing to do. Hogan was like, I always get the blame for things that had nothing to do with it. He said, I wasn't even involved in that decision. He says, as a matter of fact, when they made the decision, I wasn't even in the room. And he said, yeah, I still get blamed for that.
There's only one thing that man has done that in the short term at the moment, it was the best decision. When he decided to pass the belt over to Warrior. At the time, it was not a bad decision because Warrior was at his height and it made all the sense in the world. That was the only thing. Everything else, I never heard. I feel like once you bring Hogan into your company, it just everything whether it's directly him or it's the aura of him. Because
how is that true? Can you prove it? Give me 2K. Give me 2 cases. Wait, hold on. Wait. Hold on a second, bro. TNA and WCW
literally died.
Bro, TNA and WCW had nothing to do going down with Hogan. Okay. TNA is another discussion because I don't have all the facts. I didn't do all the I didn't listen to all the shoot interviews and all the commentary concerning it.
It's been 2 times TNA has went down. It was with Hogan and when Dixie Carter was doing way too much.
Right, exactly. But that's the thing. And the thing about it is, from what I know concerning TNA, it had everything to do with Dixie Carter. And not only did it have to do with Dixie Carter, but you could even watch how things were being ran. It was like, and that was the reason why I asked that question, because when you look at how she was doing things with TNA, like when Jeff Jarrett decided to get off his high horse and think that he was this world champion and allow the talent to be the talent, that's when TNA started flourishing. Yep. And then when Dixie Carter got ownership of it, and then she started hiring all these former wrestlers, when they decided to put the whole company around Kurt Angle, it was like put Kurt Angle in a high position, but she was what she was doing was she was like mistreating the stars, because it's like, why does everybody ignore the fact that Kurt Angle had all these daggone title reigns? Kurt Angle had, at one point, Kurt Angle held the Legends Championship, the Heavyweight Championship, both tag titles, and a New Japan Pro Wrestling title. How is that not overkill? Now, if Hogan did it,
though,
everybody lose their mind.
But it wasn't.
It was overkill. Oh my God.
It wasn't though.
It wasn't, yo.
But you gotta remember, while he has these you're focused more on who's the champion. The champion really don't even be mattering half the time. Look at I don't want to keep using them, but even looking at AEW right now, I love Hangman. Hangman's probably one of my top. He's in my top 10 right now as far as active wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely is. But there's people without the titles that doesn't have the title that's 20 times better than Hangman.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
So it's not always about who Malachi Black is way better. I'm not going to go through the list. We're not going to do the list. But there are a lot of wrestlers that are better than him that don't have the title, or even probably haven't even had a title shot. Mm-hmm. It's not always about who has the title, because again, AJ didn't have the title and AJ was still putting on amazing matches. Samoa Joe was still putting on amazing matches. Magnus,
let me ask you a question.
LA Knight, when he was there.
I get it, Sean. But when you watch boxing, are you watching for the heavyweight title? Are you watching for the heavyweight fight? Or are you just watching just to watch the preliminaries? You know what I'm saying?
I watched the preliminary. I watched the whole card. I watched the preliminary.
I get that, but Sean, what makes the money? Is it the champion or is it the preliminaries? I know. I'm not saying the preliminaries don't, because they all make money. But what's the draw? What's the draw?
Mayweather.
Exactly.
Just took
and
my
Mayweather. Exactly. And that's all I'm saying. So what I'm
watching Mayweather for him to lose.
That's all I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that, bro, y'all gotta explain this to me. Y'all gotta explain, how was Kurt Angle allowed to hold all those? When I seen that, I was like, okay, what are they doing? I wasn't hating on it.
Money, though.
I wasn't hating on it. As a matter of fact, I wasn't even mad at it. I was like, that was pretty cool. Wasn't even mad at it. But the only thing I could never get over with Kurt Angle being in TNA was the fact that he was champion over AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. He was, and over Bobby Roode. He was champion over those guys, and he should have been a person who he contended with and had some level of high status. And I mean, he should have had the high status of ranking of being Angle, but it should have been to the extent of them building AJ and Bobby Roode and all those guys a lot better. I think if they would have focused on that a lot more, rather than people like Cactus Jack getting the title reign again, and Sting getting the title reign again, and 355 Kurt Angle title reigns, I think that it would have been a little bit different. But I don't blame Hogan for that. I'm like, how was Hogan to blame for that when the decision had nothing to do with Hogan? Probably had nothing to do with Hogan.
We can all agree to disagree.
Okay.
I'm not even trying to agree. I fully disagree with that.
That's totally fine. That's totally fine if you guys don't agree. But my point about WCW and just Hogan was that when he was in WWE didn't go down and went up. Then when he came back, it went back up again. He went to WCW. You know what I'm saying? Again, it went back up again. But it didn't fail because of Hogan.
No, but look at all the times that Hogan has come back after he's been, retired in the Hall of Fame and everything else. You legitimately have fans in the crowd booing this man left and right. Like, they want to throw tomatoes. Like, they literally, people in the arenas literally just, if they could get a tomato in their hand, they would chuck it at him. Literally. Like, I've heard the few times when Hogan has come back to WWE, like, that wherever they're at, the arena is in an uproar because of the behind the scenes stuff that some people know and some people don't know. It's just him as a person. I feel like he has this dark cloud just looming over him that is just like anything he like back in the day, like anything he touched turned to gold. Now it's like anything he touches now dies. That's how I look at it. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Hogan's career. Like, he beat Andre the Giant and, everything else. But there is some stuff where if you, watch some of the documentaries that, WWE did do on Hogan, a lot of the stuff, like, made people feel some type of way. The biggest one being Hogan versus, I think he faced Yokozuna at one time. And people didn't like that.
That was only that one time.
Well,
but
that was that
you
one
know
what
time.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, no, I understand what you're saying. I mean, that was that one time with Yokozuna, but let's talk context, right? Let's talk context. Let's touch on that, right? Let's talk context, right? So when you go back and you look at that time as to why did Vince have Hulk Hogan come and beat Yokozuna that quick? When you go back and you just like look up and find out why it happened, was because at that time Bret Hart and Yokozuna were champions, right? At the time, Yokozuna and Bret Hart were champions, or they were sharing a championship, or they were trying to, try it on Yokozuna, try it on Bret Hart. The WWE was in a decline, was in a ratings decline. Nobody was watching WWE like they used to. They were in a ratings decline. The reason why they had Hogan come back and win the title that way is so that the ratings could increase, because Hogan brought ratings.
Yeah,
So
I'm not saying Hogan doesn't bring ratings.
No. I'm not. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. The only thing I'm just bringing up, is the context in which why Hogan was brought back, and that's the only thing I'm mentioning. I'm just saying when we see what happened, and then we look at why did that happen? Yeah. Why did this happen? Why did that really happen? Versus wrestlers who say, "Oh, he did that," and then we look at the context and be like, "Well, hold on a second. Well, what happened?" You know what I'm saying? Because Hogan, again, Hogan lost the belt. You know what I'm saying? Hogan gave up the belt. The only main issue that really came out of that situation was Bret was bitter that Hogan didn't want to put him over because Hogan felt like Bret was too small. I can understand why Hogan felt that way because again, before Brock Lesnar, before Goldberg, before these big monstrous guys, you had Hulk Hogan, who was that archetype. And the reason why he put Ultimate Warrior over that way because Ultimate Warrior was an archetype like him. If you look at Goldberg,
who is Hogan to make that decision though?
Hogan is the same guy like a Ric Flair, like a Roman Reigns, like a Stone Cold Steve Austin, who's made the same decisions against other performers all the time.
But those wrestlers aren't the prototypical archetype like Hogan.
I got. How about this? You know what? Matter of fact, you and Kayla here. I asked Ant this question. Me and Ant had this conversation, and you guys wasn't here. I got to hear about. How about this? Name one person. Matter of fact, name 5 people after Austin became champion that he put over and put the belt on. Give me 5.
Why is it about putting the belt on them?
No. Don't do the semantics. Don't do the semantics, Sean. I just want. This is the I like to call the Stone Cold challenge. Give me 5 people, Stone Cold, and that's what I'm saying. Give me 5 people Stone Cold put over after he became champion, fairly,
and The Rock doesn't count.
Allowed them to pin him.
The Rock doesn't count, right?
The Rock never beat Austin for the belt. Never. Never.
No, he didn't.
Name 5 people. Name 5 people. Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Put over fairly for the belt. He only had like 3 title reigns, I think.
Sid,
Psycho, Sid,
Diesel.
Triple H.
Yeah.
But does Diesel and Triple H really count?
Yeah.
His voice?
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
That would be like
doobie do.
No. You're right.
That would be like saying, does Shawn Michaels count? Because Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, and Triple H are all friends. I'm just saying, you're the one that said name 5. Okay, you're the one that said name 5. But here's the thing: if you're saying that people like Kevin Nash and Shawn Michaels and Triple H don't count because they're because they're friends,
Yeah.
then do we exclude them from the conversation?
We do because when we go back
Why?
to context, Kayla, I remember a certain guy by the name of Shawn Michaels, right? And he had a busted leg, and he was a man from Texas, right, with a busted leg, and he didn't want to put over a certain guy who, pretty much fancied himself with Hart attached to his name, and that guy goes by the name of Bret Hart, and he's from Canada. And this noble guy from Canada named Mr. Bret Hart, lost to Shawn Michaels for his first championship, and he said, "Shawn, I will give you this victory," but he said, "Shawn, we're going to plan this out for the next WrestleMania that we have another match and I get a rematch and I get the belt." He said, "You hold the belt for a year. They plan this with Vince and I'll take the belt off you." And then it just so happened that this guy named Shawn, Mr. Sweet Chin Music himself, had a Sweet Chin Music kick that he would use on all his fellow opponents. And just so happened at this particular time, he could not Sweet Chin Music Shawn because he had a busted leg. And he lied about this busted leg and did all these little flips and stuff like that. He lied about his busted leg and stuff like that. And he didn't put over Bret. Context, but he put over Triple H.
True.
As a matter of fact,
hold on. Did he need to put Bret over though at that time?
He didn't put Bret over.
He didn't need to put Bret over. Bret was over.
No. It's not about being put over as you need to be over. It was about the fact of you putting somebody over in the context of you being the champion or being a competitor. Like he wouldn't lay down for anybody. For instance, Austin. For instance, Austin, right? Remember the situation with Austin? You guys remember the story about Austin?
Yeah.
About Austin fighting at WrestleMania and Undertaker threatening Shawn Michaels backstage that if you don't go out and fight this match, I'm going to beat you up.
Yep.
Again. Yeah. So when we go back to Hogan,
I definitely remember that story.
Right. When we go back to Hogan,
if he didn't put Austin over, he was going to come out.
Exactly. Yeah. When we go back to Hogan and we look at all the people that Hogan put over, it made sense. He didn't put over anybody. He understood his influence. He understood why I should put this person over. Okay, I'm a marquee guy. I'm the one of the biggest draws or the biggest draw in wrestling right now. Why would I be putting it like does it make sense to put this guy over right here? So yes. Some people I felt like he should have. Some people I felt like he should have. But then some people I was just like, all right, that kind of makes sense. I mean, I'm like, that's either way, but but if you guys can name, I'll give you this is Stone Cold Steve Austin challenge. You can name 5 people that Stone Cold Steve Austin put over. 5. For the number 5, I'll give you $50. $50.
Only for the world title, though?
Yeah, so y'all still owe me money.
For the world title or for without the world title?
No, with the world title.
Okay,
if you can name 5 people, Austin put over. Huh?
Kane, Taker.
No. Kane? Okay,
Jericho.
Kane. You said Kane?
Taker.
No. That pin put over. Now, when I mean put over, I mean, when Hulk Hogan lost clean at WrestleMania to Ultimate Warrior? He got pinned clean. When he lost clean to Goldberg and he got pinned.
He kicked out, though.
He got pinned. When he got
Hogan
pinned,
and the Ultimate Warrior was not clean.
He got pinned by Undertaker twice. He got pinned by Undertaker twice. Who else did he lose to?
Sergeant Slaughter.
I'm talking about people that Hogan put these people over.
Don't forget about Luger.
I think Sting. Sting beat Sting.
Yeah. It wasn't clean though, but
Flair.
Kurt Angle
for the belt?
Mm-hmm.
No.
This was back in WWF days, but
man, I thought that was Taker that beat him for the belt.
No. When he was in WWF, he had the undisputed championship, and he beat Triple H for the belt, and then he got beat, and then Undertaker took the belt off him. Yeah, and that was the last time he held the belt. You guys can 5 people. Austin.
I just named Austin, Kane, and Jericho. I mean
if
Casey,
it's
Kane, and Jericho.
if it's not for the title, though, there's a list that that Stone Cold put over. If it's not counting for the title, I mean, at that point, you got Taz, you got Spike Dudley, you got Val Venus. I'm just saying.
Kayla, I'm not buying it.
What?
What I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. My point, my thing is this: is that Hogan gets so much heat, and it's just like, yo, like when you really, like when you look at it, you look at all the people who has done this, who's done Ric Flair. Oh my God! If you ever follow this guy's career, he was the most cheesiest guy on the planet. He was a cheap dude. He would go in the ring, give you 5 chest chops, give you a thumb to the eye, the figure 4 leg lock, and the match was over. This dude had the heavyweight title in a chokehold. I mean, chokehold, to the point you had people like Magnum TA, Sting. You had who else? You had Vader. You know what I'm saying? Like the belt didn't get like any real life until Hogan came to WCW. That's when the belt actually had like people, like somebody else besides Flair had the belt. You know what I'm saying? But Flair was like the dude who walked around with that belt all the time, and it was like, yo, nobody else but this guy. Now, mind you, this dude held the belt how many times? Why? Ric Flair. Old Slick Rick. Old Helicopter Rick.
Helicopter Rick, baby.
But yes. D-Star, Angle. D-Star, I got a question for you, D-Star, if you're still with us. Can you name 5 people that Stone Cold has put over after he was world heavyweight champion? Can you name it? It's called the Stone Cold Challenge. And I would like to see if you get past. Angle. If people name Angle, we know Angle beat him. But pinned Austin. And Angle was the only guy to make Austin tap, as a matter of fact. The only guy.
Yep, because did Bret make him tap, or did he pass out?
He said with Bret, he passed out. He wouldn't tap with Bret. He passed out. This is called the Stone Cold Steve Austin Challenge. Oh my God, drop it already. No. Keep your 50. She said, Chanel said, keep my 50. She said, drop it because she don't want to hear about. She don't want the Stone Cold Challenge. It's called the Stone Cold Steve Austin Challenge, brother. All right. So, all right, guys. All right. So we're at the 121 mark. No one has passed the Stone Cold Challenge. Except for Kevin Owens. Maybe Kevin Owens did.
Yeah.
But guys,
I mean, I don't know.
All right, let's
maybe
move on.
Someone like Mankind. I don't know.
Mankind pinned him. He's won. Yep. Were you looking that up, Kayla? Because I see you on your phone. What you say?
No, it just kind of came to me.
He was one. Mankind beat him in a triple threat match.
It's gonna come to me like
Kane,
Undertaker, Kane.
Yeah.
Undertaker. Kane didn't pin him.
So there's Mankind, Kane,
it was the first or not match.
Kane. Undertaker, Angle.
He was stripped of the title like 2 or 3 times or something like that.
I don't know what I'm talking about. So because he didn't pin him and it was a first blood match, that don't count?
Yeah, it always counts. Sean, in story,
he still had to lose. A pin and a loss is the same thing. So he still lost the title to him. So he still had to lose and give up the title.
Bro,
that's the same thing.
Okay, I put it to you like this. If a win and loss is not that important, how come Shawn Michaels didn't put over Bret?
Because
no. I'm saying Kane.
Bret Hart.
I'm saying Kane winning the first blood match, even though it wasn't a pin, is the same as a pin because he won the match and won the title. Mm-hmm. It's the same as a pin.
No, it's not.
I still have to lose that match, whether I'm laying down or not. I still got to lose that match.
I'll prove it to you. Nobody really knew that when Roman Reigns had that match against Seth Rollins, nobody knew if Seth won or lost the match. everybody was thinking that that Roman still won the match. No one really knew. But Seth won by DQ. As a matter of fact, I don't even think it was even announced on the freaking It wasn't even announced.
How about the last match?
Yeah, the last match they had. It wasn't even announced. Like they just rung the bell, you know.
Oh, that was because Roman wouldn't let go at the end of the match.
Yeah, but they wouldn't announce it. I mean, they usually announce it. The announcer's not the one getting beat up. He usually announces like, oh, you know, the winner of this match by disqualification is Seth Rollins. They didn't even announce it. So you thought that Roman still won the match.
Originally, I did.
So that's what I'm saying. My point. That's what I'm saying. It counts. A pin counts. A pin always counts. 100%.
No, I didn't say no. I didn't say the pin didn't count. I was just asking, how did him winning by it being a first blood match not count the same way it would be if he pinned him? That's what I mean.
Because the difference is that a pin is beating you into submission. A first blood is just beating you over the head with a weapon and you're just bleeding. It's like, I just got to get you to bleed first. But that's why Austin never tapped out to end. That's why Austin wouldn't tap out to Bret, because he didn't submit. He didn't beat him into submission. It was about the pride. That's why the pin always counts as a over. Like for instance, when what's that guy named Shelton Benjamin had his debut match against Triple H and he pinned Triple H. It was a big thing because he pinned Triple H. It was like, yo, you pinned Triple H. Like, wow, that was big. You know what I'm saying? So that pin fall always counts as something major. That's why you have a guy like Roman Reigns who won't get pinned. Because again, like they announce it. This guy has not been pinned in a year. Angela Duca says, my finishing move in WWE 2K22 is the Stone Cold Stunner. Right, because you'll never get pinned, Andrew.
I mean, I guess. Hold on. What when we talking titles here? Is it just the WWE title, or when he also won the $1 million title? Because if that's the case, I'm just saying. Because if that's the case, he put over Ted DiBiase.
He definitely was the $1 million champion. That's true.
This is the title.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. You said name
semantics.
5.
Semantics.
Semantics. You said name 5 that Stone Cold put over. Ted DiBiase, even though he lost, he put Ted DiBiase over because Ted DiBiase handed him the $1 million championship. So that is one.
Okay, no. If you guys go back and watch what I said, the question was, even if this live is over, you go back and watch. The question is, who did Austin put over after he won the World Heavyweight title? Who did he put over? Who did he allow to pin him for that belt?
Angle is one.
Chris Jericho.
Mankind.
You got Chris Jericho. You got Chris Jericho. You got Mankind.
Angle.
Undertaker. Angle.
Undertaker and Triple H.
Triple H never beat him for the belt.
He never beat him for the belt?
Nope.
Oh no, he didn't.
You got 4. And the funny thing about it is with Undertaker, that's not even, you can't even really count Undertaker because it was a quick pin. It wasn't really a pin.
Doesn't matter. It still was a pin. It was still a pin. Does not matter. Look, you trying to argue with horseshoes and hand grenades.
Oh my God. Listen. Listen. There were wrestlers who would beat clean for their titles.
It doesn't matter if you get beat clean in 5 minutes or 26 seconds.
No, it does matter. It does matter if you would beat clean because again, it does. It does matter. I'm gonna tell you how it does matter. Because if you never get beat clean, you always have the argument that I was never beaten clean. I was never defeated. I was never truly like Tommaso Ciampa. He was never defeated for the NXT title. He had to vacate the belt. He was never beat clean.
Is he ever gonna get another shot at the NXT title? Probably not.
Even if he doesn't, he still has the bragging rights of saying, I've never lost the belt to anyone on a roster.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it this way. Might as well just split the $50 amongst the 3 of us.
It holds up. It holds up because again, D-Star says Austin lost the title to Undertaker and Kane at the same time in that triple threat double pin match.
Yeah.
No.
He did.
No. I said a person that beat him clean. The whole point of, okay, now I understand what you're saying, D-Star, but Austin has to put them over. He put Angle over. That's one. He put Jericho over. That's two, even though Jericho cheated. But the cleanest victory that anybody has ever had over Austin from taking the world heavyweight title off him was Angle. It's the only person. It's the only person that really legitimately beat Austin for the belt clean. Everything else was like a triple threat match or some shenanigans. Undertaker and Kane at the same time. Like, really? Really?
It counts.
Yeah.
I mean, it counts. I'm just saying.
A triple threat match with Triple H and Mankind, because Austin didn't want to put the belt on Triple H. It was actually Triple H who was supposed to beat him one-on-one for the belt. Austin didn't want to do that. Austin didn't want to lay down for Triple H.
Would you want to lay down for Triple H? No.
No.
Exactly.
I don't mean like, listen.
I know what you meant. That's what I'm saying. Would you want to lay down for Triple H? No.
I'm just saying. Listen, if I took a loss to Triple H as a wrestler, yeah, it's Triple H. One thing I always liked about Triple H, this is what I always loved about The Rock and Triple H. This is what I always loved about them. They were never afraid to lose. And again, it goes into the point that Sean made. Like, you can have a great victory over somebody, and you can have a horrible victory over somebody. You can have a great loss against somebody and still come out looking good, and you can have a horrible loss against somebody. When you look at The Rock versus Goldberg, The Rock lost to Goldberg, but it was a great match. It was a great match. When The Rock lost to Austin, like the two times, it was like, even though he lost, it was like, yo, this is a great match. I hated the fact that The Rock lost the second time, but it was a great match. Angela Duca says, "Big Bad Booty Daddy, have a crazy name for me." He wants I'm sorry, Angela Duca would like for you to give him a name. Big Bad Booty Daddy. He would like a name, sir. I'm just saying. That's just my point. It's just like, yo, like, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I gotta stop, man.
Come on, you guys, come on, man. I gotta
wrong with me. Oh my god.
All right. WWE 2K22.
Yes.
We need to wrap this up. Yes, guys.
I'm sorry.
That's good.
Yo, no, the game is fire, man. I think I know Kayla has. I just started the showcase. So I've done everything but that, for real.
I fucking hated that showcase.
Man, I'm still on the first match. I ain't even gonna lie.
Have fun with that, because that's the one that I hated the most.
Eddie beat me like 20 times already.
It's trying to hit that damn backflip DDT.
Yep, that's where I'm stuck at.
Trust me, Keys. It took me, I kid you not, you can ask my husband, he'll tell you. It took me, I think, almost, like, I got it on, before it was due to launch 3 days early, because I bought it last minute. And I think it took me until, I want to say, the 9th or 10th to finally get past that, because that backflip DDT is the hardest fucking one to try to hit.
Yeah, after I tried it a couple of times, I even had my little cousin was here, and even he was trying it. Like, he couldn't do it. So I just gave up and I went back to my rise. So
you'll eventually get it though, Keys, because it, like I said, it took me a little bit. It's just, I think the hardest part with the game itself is the controls and trying to hit the reversals at the right time. Like, if you don't hit those.
To that question, I finally got the bitches the other day.
Real quick, Angela Dugas says, Sean Keys, do you still need a partner for AEW?
I'll let you know. I got you.
And D-Star says, any glitches so far in WWE 2K22? I've got a glitch fest in 2K20.
I mean, I'll say it's no glitches. I mean, it's glitches like any game. There's no game that's perfect without glitches. So
I had the biggest one yesterday, I think, because I'm doing the My Rise now, and I'm down in NXT, and I think I was facing Dominic Dijakovic, and I was trying to get back in the ring, and it literally the ring ropes were glitching and would not even let me back in the ring. It was doing blah 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 blah.
I got power bombed outside of the ring, and I never hit the ground all the way. I was kind of like in between. It was weird.
The only thing I hate is not being able to, like, when you're outside and you do like a power bomb or something and you go over to the announce table, it doesn't break.
Yep.
That's the thing I hate the most. And
but
then when you do
that, I think overall, I actually like the game. It's fun. It's really fun. So
I can say it's the best one I've played since
I like the
2K19.
I like the GM mode.
So do you so did they add? I asked Jay about this, and I want to know in universal mode, do they have the ability to place title versus title?
Damn, my PlayStation in the room.
I'm not sure on that one.
Can you guys check that feature out for me?
I was gonna say, yeah, I'll do that tonight, and then I'll let you know.
I know that if you do a normal play mode, because I know me and DJ FaZe, which here, DJ, here's your shout out now. We had a match when it first launched. He did a PS5 share to my PS4, which that's apparently the only way you can do it, but whatever. I know we did title versus title in like normal play. I think it was I think we were going for I can't remember who had the left right championship and who had the up down championship, but I know that was one of the matches that we had was title versus title.
Yeah.
Okay, so do they have so what about entrances? Do they have double title entrances?
No.
Oh,
as far
man.
I can
even in my rise, when I was the North American champion and the NXT champ, and depending on which title I was defending, I never came out with both, and they never announced that you have both.
Nope. I can attest to that because when I do like the normal play, just the normal regular play, like not doing my rise or anything, I haven't touched into GM mode yet, but I know I have, and y'all can hate me for it. I don't care. Okay. And I know the jokes are going to get shaded here, but I have Dominic Mysterio as a 3-time champion.
Oh God, no.
Like, yeah, I have him as Keys knows this because whatever. Go ahead, jokes all around, but
it's okay.
That's who.
We're just joking around.
No. That's who I chose to have. I think I started off and I made him. What did I make him first? Oh God, can't even remember what the first one was. But I know he has. Oh, he has the North American, the NXT North American Championship. That's the first one he had. Then I had him go for the Universal Championship, and then I had him go after the U.S. Championship. But when he comes, if I do just a solo game, it depending on the match is depending on which title is being defended. So it's like they'll come out with whatever one for that match is being addressed.
Okay, I have another question. Do you guys? Okay, do you guys? Is there a way that you can fight for a title in the King of the Ring tournament?
Yes, I believe. Yes.
Okay.
Didn't they have that on 19?
Yes, you can in exhibition, but can you do it in universe mode?
I don't know. That's something
I really haven't gotten far in universe mode. I think I did like a couple shows, and then I went right into my rise. So
yeah, I haven't even touched. Okay, I haven't even touched GM mode.
I finally did. I finally touched my faction, and I don't like it.
I've touched on that one too a little bit, and I have to agree with you, Keys. I don't like that either. I don't like the My Faction reminds me too much of the WWE Supercard game that you can download on your phone.
And that's why I don't like it.
Something like it. I heard it's supposed to be like connected to it in some capacity.
No, it's not.
But like I told y'all last week, now that I've actually tried it, it's no different than playing my team in Madden. It's no different than playing the My Team in NBA 2K,
Mm-hmm.
it's the same thing. It's literally you get cards of wrestlers, their ratings are low. You got to do all this other stuff to get their ratings up, and yeah, I'm good.
I mean, just my
It's just another
superstar.
2K feature that 2K and EA have on like all of their sports games.
Yeah,
FIFA has it. MLB The Show has it. The hockey ones have it. It's every sports game literally has like that My Team card thing. So
hey, Keys, let me ask you, how far did you get into the My Rise? Like,
I
I'm talking.
am
Well, wait, hold on. Let me rephrase that. With like the attributes and stuff. Like, are you fully maxed out?
no, not yet.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is for everybody who has the game. You will know, like, when you fully max out your superstar, there's not anything more that you can do, and that little green dot that shows up in your hub just freaking stays there. It does not go away.
Oh, okay.
You mean like as
Like
far as the
it,
power, the ranking level, like as
yeah,
far as
like basically once you get the grappling, the striking, the running, the aerial, all of that stuff, once you get it to level 10, that's it. But then when you go into the My Rise hub, it still keeps showing a little green dot around in the upper left hand corner. It'll
Yeah.
show a little green dot that says like you have more that you can do, but yet it won't let you
Madden
max out further.
I think Madden 19 was like that too. When you're going through the what is that shit called? The
I know what you're talking.
yeah, once you max your like
Yeah.
I'm a quarterback. Once I maxed him to 99, it'll say you have, like you said, it'll say you have more attributes and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's nothing else to put up. So
No, and that's one thing that I wish, like, if you're gonna give us the ability to strengthen our characters, like especially the superstars we create, at least give us more to where we're not just going to level 10 and then we're stuck with this, annoying little green dot that
so
is
what's
just sitting
what's the
there.
overall rating that you can adjust
99.
your rated characters?
It depends. It depends on one, how much you beef up your character. Like mine, it's kind of funny because mine, I named him after my youngest nephew, Stevie. So I believe mine is at a 97 overall, but it's funny. He's built like a super heavyweight, but he's in the but he has a cruiserweight move set. So it's like seeing this big, like I think my character is like 6'2", 6'3", maybe 6'4", somewhere around there, almost close to like 300 pounds, doing hurricane ranas on people like Dominic Dijakovic. But I mean, I will say with the last update though that they did make the entrances of the superstars a lot more clean.
I was gonna say Jermaine might like that too, because I was just reading what I haven't done it yet, but the patch update was showing like there's more pyro because he loves the pyro.
He loves the pyro. Yeah,
but I don't. But the only thing I'm gonna check out, I don't know if he did, was like when you do your created entrances. I think he said that was the one thing that he didn't like so far was that there was no pyro in the created entrances, and I'm pretty sure they probably fixed that in the update.
I mean, I don't know. I know I saw on TikTok somebody created oh God, what's that dude's name? 6ix9ine, and literally created a whole entrance and everything, and even made the 6ix9ine character. And I was just like, this is people. I will say people are creative when they're making their own. I've seen some dope ones. Like I know Woods on Twitter is when it first came out, but even before it came out live, whatever, for the people that had to wait, if you pre-ordered it at like GameStop or something, the people that got it digitally, a lot of people were making King Woods characters. Like I saw one where somebody did Elden Rings. An Elden Rings version of Woods. There's a lot of people that are very creative. Like I think I told you about this one, but there was somebody, it was either you or I told Ant, one of the two, that somebody legitimately in the creation thing created Tony Khan and used him in the My GM.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, I seen that too.
So yeah, so I definitely so if you guys have the opportunity, can you, because this looks crazy. I'm looking at
Yeah.
the entrances right now that Ant got posted for WWE 2K22,
See,
and this
and
looks crazy.
your Fiend
Um,
character looks different than mine.
I heard that what Jay was telling me that Finn Balor's entrance looks so real that he said you think that you're watching the actual Finn
Yeah.
Balor
Now,
entrance.
see,
And
that's
then
the thing
So
because
real.
I still have PlayStation. I got P4 still,
Uh-huh.
so I feel like a lot of my graphics and entrances look way different than next gen.
well,
Yeah.
it also depends on what PlayStation you have too. Like the one I play on, which is my husband's, he has a PS4 Pro. So the
Uh-huh.
That's the
graphics
one I got.
look
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
graphics on it might also two keys, it might also depend on your TV as well. Because I know when I play on the TV out in my living room, the graphics are clean. Like
Mm.
even when I was playing with DJ Faze and he had a PS5, the graphics were clean on my end. Even though
Mm.
he had PS5, I had PS4 Pro. But I've seen on my end that with the graphics for the PS4 Pro, it looks legit. Like it makes you actually feel like you're at the event, and that's kind of what I like. Like you get to I definitely have to say though that after the 1.05 update that they did, a lot of the people were actually starting to look like themselves. And I think
Mm.
one of the updates that came with the 1.06 one was like the scan in feature or whatever,
Hmm.
that they updated that a little bit. There was a lot of stuff that they've updated recently.
So I
I
heard that they're
haven't
supposed to
checked
be
it
adding
out yet.
yeah, I heard they supposed to add like a like extra features as well. Like they said that like as they're like as the time go on, as the game goes on, and as people are playing, they're gonna add different things into
Oh
the
yeah.
game as
I
time
mean,
go on.
I already know for a fact when that last DLC pack drops. I think July 17th, I think it is.
I think that was the day.
Um, yeah, I think it's July 17th, one of those days. I know that I still don't like the fact that he's going to be a downloadable character, and that's MGK. But I know a lot of people are going
Oh
to
god.
relive that MGK Kevin Owens, or a lot of people are just going to literally just like obliterate freaking MGK with a steel chair. A freaking The only thing I don't like is like when you grab a weapon like a kendo stick,
Hmm.
you only get like two, maybe three shots, and then it breaks.
Yep,
Mm.
I hate
Like
that.
it breaks. And then with the table, it's like when you put up a normal table in the ring,
Hmm.
um, and then you go to power bomb somebody, it breaks like way too fast. Like you don't even have to put the person even close to the table and do a power bomb or whatever, and it just breaks. And
Okay.
like yeah, there's a lot of hiccups to it.
Hmm. Okay. So any new features you guys like that they added? Like anything like in particular like
Mm,
that's been changed since 2K20?
being that I skipped out on 2K20 because
Yeah, I
I
skipped
heard about
22.
I skipped out on 20 because I heard about all the glitches and everything else. Um, I, I mean, I think the only feature that I really like for this game is the showcase mode, because like my husband and I have talked about it, and it's weird because not really weird, but this is actually the second time that Ray's been on the cover, because last time he was on the cover was WWE 13, which a lot of people don't remember.
Mhm.
Um, but my husband and I have said like we think this might be like a way for Ray to say like he's retiring or something, but I don't know. It's to me, anytime I've ever seen anybody on a 2K cover since they've been doing it, they've always become a champion after they've been on the cover, or they were already a champion when they were on the cover. So
Mhm.
it's kind of hard to know which way this is gonna go. But I mean, I definitely thoroughly enjoy like the showcase mode was good. I mean, it is a little bit difficult. There are some times where you're gonna want to rage quit. But
Like
I
that?
mean, yeah, like especially the first match with Eddie, and trying to get that backflip DDT, like that makes anybody just want to throw a controller at a TV. But I think the features I like is definitely inside the story mode. They give you actual portions of that match. Like it's like you're playing it, but then they cut into like the actual match itself.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, guys.
Don't pay for it, man. Just go and pay for it.
Yeah. Just go pay for it. I mean, if you really want to, it's like this. It's like this. If you don't want to spend, it's like this. If you don't want to spend the $99 for the deluxe, get the standard edition. But then at that point, you're kind of screwing yourself in the foot anyways, because you're gonna have to pay for the season pass.
Well,
that's what I've been telling everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna buy it. I just want to see how far they're gonna go with the updates and what are they going to change. Usually, I go on YouTube and I just check out.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
Updates and see what they're gonna update.
Even before this update today, I don't think it was too much. Personally, and I'm not a hardcore WWE gamer like some of the YouTubers are. So of course they're gonna pick out and
they're gonna nitpick.
Yeah, they're gonna nitpick. Other than the couple glitches with like a wrestler might float in the air or something, or something stupid like that. Other than that, there's been nothing wrong with the game.
No, and
I feel like it's no different than NBA 2K, Madden. No. The glitches that you get in those games is really no difference.
And the fact that they've put out this is their 6th update in less than the game's only been out for
about a week,
about 11 days, about almost 2 weeks, or almost 2 weeks, give or take. They're working on it, but I mean, to have 6 updates with only in a span of 2 weeks is not bad at all. Not bad at all. Like usually with any game, it takes months for an update to come through, but WWE's or 2K is right on top of it. The only thing I'm gonna hate the most is if EA, and I told this to a customer at work when they purchased it. The other day, I was like, I've been hearing rumors that EA might be getting their hands on, WWE games, in the future. I'm like, that would be the worst case scenario, because EA Sports will mess up a game real quick. Like when I tell you that the EA games that are on sale right now, just at where I work, there's freaking Madden, there's NHL hockey, there's FIFA,
those
EA game.
They went on sale just like that quick. They went on sale.
But they always go on sale though.
No, Keys. No, but Keys. What I'm saying is like, so because I work at Target, so when I put those games out, like every Sunday, I have to do revisions. Okay, and so there's always the new games that come out. Literally by the next Sunday, like a game could come out on Friday, right? By Sunday, so 2 days later, when I go to do the revisions and the ads again, that game's already on sale.
Wow. I'm not gonna lie.
That's how bad EA games
FIFA,
are.
This is 22 now.
Yeah.
FIFA 20 is, when I went to GameStop the other day to get a new headset, FIFA 20 was $5.99.
Oh, yeah. See,
wow.
Yeah, like
and I definitely grabbed it because I don't really need the newest FIFA. I'm pretty cool with at least a two year back. So
I think FIFA 22 at Target right now is like $20.
Wait, 22? Wow. What? So what is it that EA? What is it that EA Sports is doing that's making the game?
Wait, hold on. What'd you say, Keys?
When next time you go to work, find out. Let me know. I'll cash app you.
I'm telling you right now, it's $20, and I don't have Cash App.
Well, I'll sell you.
Okay, but what is it? What's so bad about it, though? I mean, what's so bad about EA Sports?
Nothing.
What are they doing?
I mean, Madden is the same every year.
Yeah.
I don't play NHL, so I'm not really fully sure about that one.
Well, the NHL one just came out because they didn't do one.
FIFA's pretty much the same every year. They just changed the story mode, like the career mode, kind of.
And they put it on the Nintendo Switch.
What else? They got golf. I haven't played that in a while.
Oh yeah, no, that's another one. PGA
Most
Golf
of most of them are just the same every year.
No,
like
I'll tell you
Madden,
right now.
Madden is the same game every year.
Now, the golf one, when that came out, literally within like well, because it was the 21 one, so like maybe 4 or 5 months. Because I've been there for almost a year. By the time I got there, it was already getting ready to be zeroed out. Like it was getting ready to be salvaged because nobody bought it.
So all right, we got 2 comments real quick. Andrew says, "I'll see you in 2 weeks with pictures and videos from WrestleMania 38." The Swerve Show Wrestling says, "Dude, I thought that was really somebody who dressed up as Finn to do your stream." Oh, at the bottom. He says, "Laugh out loud." He says, "I'm too high."
Yo,
Yeah.
Now that
Yeah,
I
no,
look
that's
down
nothing.
at it, like you can't see.
It's just me.
Yeah, like
Yeah, we can't see
so it's
you.
like, oh, that's crazy.
Wow.
Nah, we wait for Halloween for that one.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
What's
Oh
up,
right.
man, does that mean? Wait, hold on. Does that mean if I'm still doing these with you guys, I gotta dress up on Halloween?
If you want to, I'm not dressing up.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. All right, guys. Again, we thank you guys for joining us for another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. Again, I'm your host, Saheem the Dream. You guys can join us every Tuesday at 10 p.m. and every Sunday at 12 p.m. where we talk wrestling, we talk AEW, we talk NXT, we talk WWE, Raw, SmackDown, all that good stuff. And also, you guys are if you guys are catching us up on YouTube, hit the like button, give us a subscribe. If you guys are catching us on Facebook, give us a like, give us a heart, share us in your wrestling group so you can tag in on your buddies and we can talk wrestling. We can talk wrestling and we can also get down to the bottom of that Stone Cold Steve Austin challenge, which no one has been able to pass. All right, guys.
But I feel like if we post it on any of the pages, I mean, of course, you got to Google it anyway, but I'm going to actually post that tonight to see how many people can actually name 5 people that Austin put over after becoming world champion.
Yes. Yeah. This is the Stone Cold Challenge.
I'm doing that now. I got you.
All right, guys. We will see you guys later. For the next show, I am Saheem the Dream.
Big Bad Booty Daddy.
You see it.
Queen Slayer.
You see it.
And we will see you guys later. Peace.
Bye.